Alright, happy Sunday everybody. And I actually might have some new viewers today because I posted this on the IB subreddit, and I don't know, maybe some of the people that actually wrote this exam want to know how well they did. Although, to be fair, I don't have the answer key, so I'm just gonna do this. And I don't know, I don't think this will take more than an hour to get through. So here's the first one. And some people have been asking me, like, do I have the PDF? And no, because I think IB releases the digital copies sometime when the marks come out. So that's like later in the summer. So this is just pictures of my physical copy that I have. Time Zone 1, by the way. I hope that's in my title. But here's question 1. So let's see. I haven't taken a look at this, by the way, aside from me taking a picture, but it didn't seem that bad. Although one of my students, like my really smart ones, they did say it was a little unreasonable, which makes me a little scared because I don't want to look stupid in front of a bunch of new people from Reddit. But whatever. Okay, we got a function from -4 to 6 like this. Then we need to write down the value of f of 2. Well, that's easy enough. That's just 6. That's probably just 1 mark. And then we need to find f of 2, so this is f of 2. And from part 1, Cody, thanks for the follow. From part 1, we already know that f of 2 is 6, so this is essentially just asking what's f of 6. And you can see that that should be right there, which is -2. Easy 2 marks. Okay. And then we have a function g, and then this is what? Based off of f. We have a multiplication by 1/2 and an addition of +1. And then we need to sketch the graph on the same axis. Okay. So the multiply by 1/2 and +1 are function transformations. So this is a vertical compression. And I don't know, I've always wondered, like, how do you say this? Is this vertical compression by 1/2 or by 2? I guess the compression implies it's getting smaller, so it should say compression by 2, but whatever. You guys know what I mean. And then we also have this +1, which is a vertical translation. Up 1. So this seems pretty easy. First we compress. So our function f is going to have all of its y values divided by 2. So these y values of 4 are now 2. This y value of 6 is now 3. This one of 2, or sorry, of 4 becomes 2. And then the one at -2, actually, let's include this 0 one as well. That one should stay where it is. And then -2 goes to like -1. So you just kind of sketch this out and it looks kind of squished. Like that. And then essentially you take this and then you move it up 1 space. Or I'll just move the question down 1 space. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, fine, I'll just draw it. And then this whole orange graph moves up 1 space so that you'll get something that looks like that, I guess. Okay, easy peasy. What is that? 6 marks? 5 marks? And then question 2 is this one, which also looked easy. What do we got? Diameter of some planet is 6 times 10 to the power of 4. Write down the radius. I really hope that this does get more difficult because this seems nothing to be scared of. Well, the radius is just half the diameter, so we'll just say 3. And then the volume of the planet can be expressed in this form, where A is some value between 1 and 10, and then K has to be an integer. Find the value of K. Okay, so volume of a sphere. I honestly do not remember the formula for a sphere. So here's our formula booklet. Oh, I think it's in geometry, right? All right, here we go. Volume of a sphere. Yeah, whatever. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but someone in chat can tell me if I'm wrong, I guess. So 4 over 3 pi r cubed. This is volume of the sphere, right? Sure, let's just go with this and pretend that I'm right. So 4 over 3 pi, and then the radius is 3 times 10 to the power of 4 to the power of 3. And then we just need to simplify this so it looks like it's in this form here. So let's see, let's cube our radius. So you're going to have 27 times 10 to the power of 12. And then this is 4 over 3. And then 3 and 27 are going to make 9. So we'll have this, because 27 divided by 3 is 9. And then 4 times 9 is going to be 36 to the power of 12. And then if you take a look at the question, yeah, I'm doing laundry right now. If you look at the question, the value of A needs to be between 1 and 10, which means that what we should do is we should change this to a decimal form and then rewrite the scientific notation as 10 to the power of 13. So I guess this is A, and then here's K. That doesn't seem so bad. It's a little unconventional, I must say, for an IB question. I haven't seen one like this in the previous exams. But so far, it's not bad. This one looks pretty standard. Face your trauma. Yeah. If you look at the date of this exam, this is the one that just happened on Thursday. And then I posted on IB, the subreddit, and I think there's a couple of new people joining in, and they gotta face their trauma. So what is this? Consider an arithmetic sequence. The 8th term is 8, and also the sum of the first 8 terms is 8. Find the value of the first term and the value of the common difference. So we have 2 variables we need to find out, which typically means you need to make a system. And the 2 equations are, well, you know that the 8th term is 8, so that's one equation, and then the sum of the 8 terms is also 8. So that can be our second equation. And then you can just solve the system using substitution, elimination. I guess if you're really wildin', you can do a graph on a paper 1. But let's see. So we know that the 8th term, which is 8, is equal to the first term plus 7 of the common difference. We also know that the sum of the first 8 terms is equal to 8 over 4. So this is just the SN formula in your formula book, times 2u1 plus 7d. So if we further simplify this, like this is 2, and then 2 we can multiply in. So we have, what, 4u1 plus 14d. So here's our first equation. And then here's our second equation. So we can solve this using probably elimination. I like elimination. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take equation 1 and then multiply it by 2. So I'm gonna get 16 is equal to 2u1 plus 14d. And what I can do is I can subtract these two equations now. So I'm gonna get -8 is equal to 2u1, which means that u1 should be -4. Okay. And then from there, I can just take this and then plug it back into, say, like equation 1. And then find out what the common difference is. So 8 is equal to -4 plus 7d. So that means that 12 is equal to 7d. So d is 12 over 7. 12 over 7. There you go, easy peasy. Pretty standard question, I must say. And I think if I did everything right, then that's probably like a 3 already. Did I write n over 4? Oh, my bad. Okay, let's redo this. Yeah, it should be n over 2. So this is what I get for not checking using the formula book. So that's 4. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 7 is 28. My bad, my bad. Yeah, you guys don't understand though. I want to do things fast. And I don't care so much about a perfect score because I'm gonna get close to perfect anyways. Okay, so if I want to match the d's, I should multiply equation 1 by 3 instead. So 28 times 3 is 24. And then I'll have 3u1 plus 28d. And then I'll subtract these instead. So my numbers are just a little off. But thank you, SSB Black Bull. Multiply by 4? Is it multiplied by 4? Yeah, it is multiplied by 4. Jeez. That's okay. See, this humanizes teachers because we make mistakes too. Okay, what's 8 minus 32? -24? Yeah, I did, in a sense. But here's the thing. I've told you guys many times, as a streamer, right? There's a lot of things going in my mind as I'm doing this. It's not just me doing math. Like, I need to consider a lot of things. Like, one, how my camera isn't gonna not block my work. I'm thinking about how to write my instructions clearly. I'm also thinking about, as I'm doing it, because I haven't done this yet, the best way to explain this to you guys. So, like, I'm gonna fudge up numbers here and there, which is probably why I've never gotten a perfect score yet. But it doesn't matter. Like, the math that I do is correct. Like, my approach is correct, and that's what matters. Who cares about stupid mistakes? Anyways, what's -24 divided by 4? -6? And then now we can find out the common difference. I guess that was a weird common difference, because I had like this, what was it, 12 over 7 or something? I wonder if this will be as weird. I don't think so, right? 14 equals 7d, so d equals 2. Okay, that looks a little bit nicer. Sure, whatever. I want to move on. Okay. There was a student that pulled up in my Discord, and then he just blew up on this question. This box and whisker plot. So, what are you doing? You're weighing lizard eggs in grams, and then you're recording the results. And then here are your results. L and U are the lower and upper quartiles. So this is the first quartile, this is the third quartile. Sure. The IQR is 20, and we also know that there's no outliers. And then we need to find the smallest possible value of U here. So this is why they didn't like it, because there's never been a question like this so far, and it requires them to use their brain a little bit, just a tiny bit. So if you think about it, we know that there's no outliers, and we know how that's related to the interquartile range. Outliers are basically data points that are larger than 1.5 times the IQR, which I guess in this case is 30, from either the third quartile or the first quartile. So 30 this way and then 30 that way. So anything out of this range is considered an outlier. Now it wants us to find the minimum possible value of the upper quartile. So what that means is we just want 75 to not be considered an outlier. In other words, this is like the boundary. We want to consider 75 to be the boundary because anything past 75 is considered an outlier. Which means that all I do is I take 75 and then I subtract 30, and then that should give me my third quartile. So U is going to be 75. That's an ugly 5. 75 minus 30, which is 45. And then, what is this? Find the minimum possible value of L. Well, if we have the minimum possible value of U, then L is going to also be the minimum possible value. And we know that the interquartile range is 20, and the interquartile range is the range from first quartile to third quartile. So we're going to take the third quartile, which we just found out in part A, and we're going to subtract 20. So L is going to be 25. And I think that's the entire question. So easy peasy. Uh-oh, I closed my folders with all my pictures in it. Okay, what was this? Question 4. Okay, let's move on to question 5. So, calculus. What do we got? We got two functions, f and g. Sure, and then let's just find f prime of x. There's lots of ways to do it. I guess you could just take the derivative as it is. That's not that big of a deal. So let's just do that. So this is going to use a little bit of chain rule. So we take down that exponent of 2, and then we have x minus h. And then 2 minus 1 is just 1, and then you do a little chain rule, but the derivative of x minus h is also 1, so this is the derivative of this term, and then 2k is just the constant, so that's going to become 0. So here is your derivative of f prime. Then it says the graphs of f and g have a common tangent at x equals 3. Then we need to use this information to show that h, what's h? Oh, this is h. We need to show that this is going to be e plus 6 divided by 2. Okay. So if they have a common tangent, then we know that their derivatives at 3 should be equal to each other. They should be the same. So I guess I'll need to find the derivative of g. So that's just going to be e to the x minus 2. Is that going to help me? Probably. And then you take the chain rule of the x minus 2, but same thing, that's just a derivative of 1. And then k is going to just be a constant term, so then that's going to become 0 when you take the derivative. So here are my two derivatives. So now that I know that they're equal, then I can equate them. So I have negative 2, and then I know my x value is 3, so this is going to become 3 minus h, and then this is equal to e to the power of 3 minus 2. Hey Tofu Char, how's it going? And then this is pretty straightforward. New lighting? Nah, it's just, you know, what do you call it? Summer's coming. So, and it's also golden hour. But where was I? Okay, this is pretty easy. We just solve for h. So this is e to the power of... Oh, this should be 3 minus 2. E to the power of 1, which is just e. And then on the other side, I'm going to have negative 6 plus 2h. And then, of course, solving for h means that I'll get e plus 6 divided by 2, exactly as shown. Going good. That's good. Okay. And then, after we find h, that can help us find k. Show that k is this. Okay, so what can I do now that I know that h is here? Okay. So, I think this is something that a lot of students might overlook when we talk about functions with tangent points, is that you actually have two pieces of information. You have the fact that their derivatives are equal to each other, but having a common tangent also means this. So pretend this is f and g. So they have a common tangent here at 3. So not only are their derivatives equal to each other, but the value of their functions are equal to each other here, because they share the same point. So I'm going to use the fact that f of 3 and g of 3 are also equal to each other. So I have this thingy. So minus 3 minus h, and h is now this, e plus 6 over 2. I think this is squared, and I think there's a plus k. Do I only have grade 8s this quarter? No, I also have grade 12s. Oh man, and they just had a quiz, and they're all complaining about it. So, I don't know. I just say that they just suck, and they should just deal with it, because it's just a quiz. There's gonna be a test later on, so they can just redeem themselves later. But they're like, oh, what about half marks here, or a re-quiz already? And this is our first quiz. I don't know what to tell them. I'm just gonna say too bad. Hey Snake Star. Did you just tune in? Because I'm already on question 5, so you've missed quite a bit. Yeah, I think it should just be, yeah, too bad, right? Like, get good. Like, they don't understand, I think, the way that I mark. Because honestly, this quiz isn't gonna be worth anything. Okay, so what I've done is I've equated the two functions, and then I've plugged in 3. And then with this, I can pretty easily solve for k. So, yeah. Oh, watch the VOD then later, Snake. So let's subtract this over here, and then all of this thing, let's go over here. Your exams got canceled? Damn, congrats. That's the Ivy dream, isn't it? So we're gonna have 2k minus k, which is just k. So excellent, we solved for k. Winnipeg goes in full lockdown on Wednesday. Damn. What are you gonna do? Just stay at home all day? chill with the polar bears. And then, let's see, I have E right here. And then I'm gonna have a plus 3 minus E plus 6 over 2 squared. And English exam kind of scary. Ugh, I don't even want to ever think about English in my life again. Okay, I'm just double checking that I didn't mess up my symbols here. Okay, this seems okay. And then we just need to manipulate this so that we get this. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna expand this out. I really don't want to expand this out. This is 9. And then I don't want to think about the middle term. The last term is going to be, oh my god, why would they do this? Okay, E plus 6 squared over 4. And the middle term is going to be minus 6 times E plus 6 over 2. Well, I mean, you can just pretend that this is like x. And then, you know, it would be 9 minus 6 and then x squared. And then you just square this. Okay, and then let's keep simplifying. Let's see. E plus 9. This 6 is gonna divide with this 2 to make 3. So what I'm gonna have is I'm gonna have minus 3e plus 6. Yeah, this is the paper. Why did you think I told you you should watch the VOD later? And then I think they expanded this out. So then this is gonna be e squared plus 12e plus 36 over 4, and then we're in the home stretch. E plus 9 minus 3e minus 18. And then this is going to become e squared divided by 4, and I'm going to split up the terms. 12e divided by 4 is just 3e, and then 36 divided by 4 is just 9. Oh my god. Okay, so let's look at this. 9 and 9 are going to cancel out with minus 13, or sorry, minus 18. Minus 3e and plus 3e cancel out, so then we're just left with e plus e squared over 4. And I think that's what they wanted us to show, right? So I guess I did this correctly. Not bad. Oh, that's the formula sheet. Where are my questions? Okay. Looks like solving trig equations probably need to use identities for this. Okay, show this is gonna become this. Okay. Looks easy enough. These are double angles, so we should immediately use double angles here. So this next one is baby food. This one or the one after? So sine double angle of x, there's only one identity, which is just sine x cosine x. And then if you notice, I'm going to factor a 2 sine x, and then I'm going to be left with a cosine, which is this cosine. Now I need to choose an identity so that I'm going to get this from here. Cosine 2x has 3 identities, right? So make sure you pick the right one. And if you notice, I only have this sine term. So I'm probably going to use this one right here, 1 minus 2 sine squared theta, or x. So cosine is going to become 1 minus 2 sine squared x. And then we have a minus 1. And then the minus and plus ones cancel out. And then what I do is I can factor out that 2 sine x. So I'm going to be left with a cosine from here, and then one of the sines from here. And then this is the right side. So easy peasy. Okay, hence or otherwise, solve this equation, and then notice that the first three terms are this, which is kind of a big hint that you're going to use this identity here that we just proved. And we're going to change all of this into this. So part B, I'm going to have 2 sine of x cosine x minus sine of x. So that's all of this. And then I have a plus cosine x minus sine x needs to equal to 0. And then for 0 to 2 pi. Okay, and then we got to solve this. So notice that we have this common cosine x minus sine x. So I can factor that out because realistically, I gotta try to factor this somehow. So cosine x minus sine x times 2 sine x, and then all of this is just gonna, all of this is gonna become 1 plus 1. And then we just solve each one of these factors for 0. So in this case, this is going to be 2 sine x plus 1 is equal to 0, which means that sine of x is going to be equal to -1/2. And then that essentially means you have a, and then again, depends on your teacher for those new people watching, but this is how I taught it. We have a reference angle. And then the ratio 1/2 comes from an angle of pi over 6, a reference angle of pi over 6. However, you're negative, which means that you are. And then depending on where you go, they teach you like all students take calculus or something, or add sugar to coffee. But you know, the worse it is, and my kids know this because I've already told them, so they're like, yeah, whatever. The worse your acronym, the better you're gonna remember it. So what did I say? Americans shoot the children. And then because we have a negative answer, we're not in the first two quadrants, we're in this one and this one. So we have two possible answers for x from 0 to 2 pi, which is going to be, what, 7 pi over 6? And 11 pi over 6. And then we'll probably get another answer or two from this equation here. And then this one's a little odd, because we do have mixed ratios, but it's not that bad. First, we separate these by moving the sine x over. And then essentially we divide by cosine. So you're gonna solve this equation instead, which is 1 is equal to tan of x. And likewise, this has a reference angle of pi over 4. And then we are positive, so we're in these two quadrants. So we're gonna have a total of 4 answers. So pi over 4, and then 5 pi over 4. Easy peasy, as Snake Star said. And I think this might be the last of the part A questions, and then we move on to part B. But I heard that this is where things start to get a little wild. So let's copy number 7. You just memorize the first quadrant and then you add those things? Yeah. I teach my kids to memorize like 2 triangles. So you have the isosceles triangle, and then this covers pi over 4 or 45 degrees. And then also half of an equilateral triangle. So this is 60 degrees, for example. This is 30. And then this becomes 2, 1, root 3. And then I just also tell them to memorize what quadrants are positive and negative, which is what all of this is. But anyways, how am I doing for time? I've been streaming for 40 minutes. That's not bad. How much time are you allowed on these papers again? 90, right? Hour and a half, and I'm 40 minutes in. Pretty good time. Okay, what is this? So f is this function, sure. And then we have a line, and then it's going to go through the graph at exactly 1 point. Then we need to show that m is 4. Okay, so if they meet the graph, then that means that the two things are going to be equal to each other. This one and this one. So we're going to have, for part A, mx squared minus 2 m of x, or m times x, is equal to mx minus 9. Okay, so this needs to only have one solution. So what we can do is we can rearrange it as a quadratic equaling 0. So I'm going to move everything over to the right side. So I'm going to have minus 3mx plus 9 equals 0. Now, if I want this to have exactly one solution, then that means that this has exactly one solution. And this is a quadratic of x. So to know for sure that this only has one solution, we just use the discriminant, right? Which is b squared minus 4ac. And then if we want one solution, this needs to be equal to 0. So here's my a, b's, and c's. So a, all of this is my b, here's my c. So what do I got? I got negative 3m squared minus 4 times a times c. This needs to equal to 0. So in other words, I have 9m squared minus 36m needs to equal to 0. And then we need to solve for m, so we can just factor out an m. Actually, let's factor out 9m. So I get m minus 4. So you have two solutions. You have m equals 4 or m equals 0. But if it's m equals 0, then that's stupid. Because then you just have a function that is f of x is 0 everywhere. And then this one, y equals negative 9. And that actually doesn't meet each other anywhere. So we reject this answer. So if this is the case, then you have f of x is 0, and then you have y equals minus 9, which should technically not work. So ignore this. Ignore this. This needs to be 4. My friends didn't realize you use discriminant. That's, how do you not realize it? Because like they literally tell you basically right here, exactly 1 point. The only thing you've learned in SLIB to show like existence of one thing or no things or two things is the discriminant. But whatevs. I get it, you're in exam mode, so you're not thinking clearly. Okay, function f can be expressed as a factored form. p, q are going to be real numbers. Okay, so I think I can just do this right here. Now that I know that m is 4, I can write f of x as 4x squared minus 2 times 4 times x, which is 8. So all I do is I just write it as factored. So I factor out a 4, and then I factor out an x. So what I'm left with is, I think this, right? Should I make that orange so it's easier to see? Yeah. Right? Factor out of 4x, and then this is what I'm left with. So P, I guess, is 0, and then Q is 2. And then the function can also be expressed in this form. And then find the value of h and the value of k. So there's lots of ways to do this. H and k are the coordinates of the vertex. And if we are in this format, general form, these coefficients you can use the formula in your formula book to calculate the x value of the vertex. So I think that's somewhere in topic 2, right? Right here. The axis of symmetry is this. So you're gonna just plugged in those values. You could have also realized that you have an x-intercept at 0 and you have an x-intercept at 2. And then the axis of symmetry has to be between the two x-intercepts. So the axis of symmetry is at 1. So far, I know that h is 1. And then k, you didn't know that? Oh no. And then k is just the y value of the vertex. If I know the x value, I can just plug it into my function and then calculate out the y value. In other words, k is f at 1. And then you can plug this into whichever function you want to. I guess I'll plug it into this one. So 4 times 1 times 1 minus 2. So that's just going to be negative 4. Right? 4 times 1 is 4. And then 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. So there's your h. There's your k. Hello, Serpent. How are you? Okay. Hence, find the values of x where the graph is both negative and increasing. Okay, so now that we know what this graph looks like, very roughly, it has two x-intercepts at 0 and 2. We have a vertex at 1 and negative 4. And then also the leading coefficient here is positive 4. So we know this parabola opens upward. Fine, how are you? I'm okay. I'm going through the exam that IB's had on Thursday. So very roughly, this is what my parabola looks like. And then it's asking me, what values of x is the graph negative and increasing? So you can just look at this, right? Yeah, just between 1 and 2. The y values are negative, and you know it's increasing. It's not hard, at least not yet. So between 1 and 2. Easy peasy. I don't know. What do you think, Vincent? You're kind of paying attention. Has it been difficult so far? Dab on these grade 12s that just wrote it with your grade 11 excellent knowledge. Okay, number 8. And I'm actually going slower than usual for my new viewers, and I'm trying to thoroughly explain each question. So I'll probably go a little over an hour. Okay, what do we got? Function, sure. Show that the derivative is this. Okay. No problem. We just use our quotient rule. So let's take the derivative and all of that jazz. Ugh, I hate using quotient rule. What is this gonna be? I think it's -4 over x. And then minus... Wait, hold on. I'm confusing things. Okay, it's 1 over x times x to the power of 4 minus 4x to the power of 3 times natural log of x over x to the power of 4 squared, right? Okay, see you later, Snake Star. Watch the VOD. Oh, and then I'll go over paper 2 next Sunday, because I'm actually not going to stream this Thursday. I'm going to take a day off because reasons. Anyways, and then we just need to continue simplifying this so it looks like this, right? So this is going to be x cubed, and then we have 4x cubed natural log of x, and then we're going to have x to the power of 8. And then essentially these x cubes are going to cancel out with 3 of these x cubes down here. So this becomes x to the power of 5, and then we have this. So there you go. Not bad. Now, let's consider this function, and then the graph. The graph has a horizontal tangent at point P, then we find the coordinates of P. So horizontal tangent means that your derivative needs to be equal to 0, because the gradient of a horizontal line is 0. So we can just equate this to 0. So I guess we'll do that here. 1 minus 4 natural log x is equal to x over 5. This is equal to 0. Okay. Now, a rational function is only 0 if the numerator is 0. So essentially, I can just solve the numerator for being 0. So natural log of x is equal to 1 over 4. So x is equal to e to the 1/4. They also do normals, but whatevs. Okay, so is this the answer? No, I need to find the coordinates. So now that I have the x value, I've plugged this back into my original function to find the y value. So f of e to the power of 1/4. So this is natural log e to the 1/4 over e to the 1/4 to the power of 4, right? Yeah. Okay, and then this is going to simplify quite a bit. Natural log e to the power of 1/4 is just 1/4. And then down below we got e. So this just becomes 1 over 4e. So p is e to the 1/4, 1 over 4e. Okay. And then part C. We have the second derivative. Oh, thank goodness that they give this to you. Show that p is a local maximum point. Okay. So if I have the second derivative, then I'm just going to use the second derivative test. What that means is if I plug in the x value of my point P into the second derivative, for this, we already know that the tangent has a 0 gradient. So right now it's a critical point. And then if I plug it into the second derivative and it has a positive, negative value, then this means that I have a concave down. So it has to be a maximum point. Second derivative test. So just plug it in here. So 20 natural log e to the 1/4 minus 9 over e over to the power of 1/4 to the power of 6. Okay. So let's see if this is actually going to be negative. So this is going to become 20 times 1/4 minus 9 over e to the 6 over 4, which is 5 minus 9 over e to the 6 over 4. So this becomes -4 to over this thing. Okay. And then we know that e is a positive number. So that means that the exponent of e, or any power of e, is also going to be positive. So then this is positive. And then you have a negative divided by positive, which ends up being a total thing of negative. So all of this is less than 0, which means that by the second derivative test, we have a maximum. Sure. Okay, and then solve the function being positive for x is greater than 0. Why? Okay, so our function being positive, right? And then let's just keep in mind that x is also positive. What even is our original function? It was natural log of x over x, right? X to the power of 5? 4. This question's weird. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, okay, sure, whatever. So let's find out when this is 0. So because x is going to not be 0, I can just kind of ignore this. And then just like what I said earlier, we're essentially solving the numerator of my rational function to be 0. And then of course, this is a fairly standard log equation. This just means that x has to be 1. Okay. So on a number line, I'm sure there's lots of ways to do this, but I don't want to think about this right now. Our function is 0. And so, and of course it's so we are split into two intervals for x, from 0 to 1 and then 1 to infinity. And then I want to find out which intervals are positive. So I guess I can just test points. I can probably use the derivative somehow, right? I don't really want to though. Is this not positive everywhere? Because natural log x is always positive. And then as long as x is always positive, the denominator is also always positive. So is this not positive everywhere else? So f of x will be a positive value as long as x is not equal to 1. Right? Sure. Wait, natural log can be negative. So maybe this isn't true. I don't think this is true. This is negative. Yeah, I should have just tested points, because you're gonna have like the denominator, if you're in this interval, like let's say 0.5 or like 0.1 to the power 4. This is positive. But your numerator, because you have a decimal value, then this should be end up negative. Yeah, okay. Should look like this. Okay, so here's my intervals. So I guess greater than 1. I should stop being lazy and actually test my intervals. Interesting. Okay, then we sketch this graph, clearly showing the x-intercept and the approximate position of point P. Sure. Okay, let's make a sketch. So there's my x-intercept, and then I'm going to add in a vertical asymptote at 0. Something doesn't feel right with me, because e to the power of 1/4, our point P, that's a pretty small number, isn't it? That's less than 1, right? No, it's more than 1. Yeah, it's gotta be more than 1. Okay, never mind, things work out. And then let's just say that here, I have no idea what e to the 1/4 is value-wise, but let's just say it's here. And we know that this has a maximum. And that maximum value is 1/4e, sure. So do you think it's harder? I don't know. Let me finish it. This is the second last question. Okay, and then of course this is the maximum, so it probably looks like this. And then I guess there's a horizontal asymptote here too. And honestly, I'm curious about this one, so I'm going to graph it myself and then see what it should look like. So y equals natural log of x over, what was it, x to the power 4? Huh, not bad. And then there's my maximum point, 1.284. And then let me just see, e to the power of 1/4. 1.284. Okay, so I think I did this question correctly. And then on to the last one, right? I don't know, the only lamb. Does it sound hard now that I'm going through it with you? Yeah, this one is the one that people are saying was kind of wild. So let's see. You should probably be able to do this, Vincent. At least most of it. Okay, we have a four-sided die, but it's biased. So that means that they're not even chances. And then here's the probability. Find the value of p. This looks easy enough. We know that if we add all the probabilities together, it needs to be 1. So in other words, 3p plus 1/4, or 1/2 of p. And then this is 3/2, which is, I think 7/2, right? In other words, p is 2/7. Okay, that's nice. Easy question. So let's fill in our table. 2/7, 2/7, 2/7, and then half of 2/7 is 1/7. Okay, and then now we find the expected value of our random variable. So I multiply all of these values together and then add them up. So I have 1 times 2/7, which is 2/7, plus 2 times 2/7, which is 4/7, plus 3 times 2/7, which is 6/7, plus 4 times 1/7, which is 4/7. And then you add these all up, and then what do you get? 16/7? Someone double check my work. Okay, easy peasy. Then you roll a second dice or die, and then this is going to have a random variable of y. And then here's the probability distribution table. State the range of possible values of r. Sure, okay. So we know that r, at the very least, it could be 0. Maybe this die is completely rigged and you can't roll a 4. So this is the lower range of r. And then to find the upper range, well, remember that the 4 probabilities need to sum to 1. So 3q plus r needs to equal to 1. In other words, r needs to be 1 minus 3q. So 1 minus 3q is, I guess, the upper bound? Something like this? This doesn't really make sense though, because r has to be equal to this. Oops. Because if it was any less than this value, whatever this is, then the probabilities won't sum to 1. Well, that's kind of a weird question. I wonder what the answer is. Do they tell you anything about q? State the range of possible values of r. Yeah, I guess r can be just between 0 and 1. And then we'll just adjust q. Let's just say that. I mean, that's the most general statement, right? Thanks, Black Bolt. And then from there, we can talk about Q then. So Q is equal to 1 minus R over 3. Okay. So because all of the probabilities are 3Q plus R has to be equal to 1, then Q is always going to be 1 minus R divided by 3. So if R is 0, then we have this is 0, so Q is 1/3. And then if R is 1, then you can just think about it or plug it in. This is going to be 1. And then if this is 1, then this is 0. So in other words, the range of possible values of Q is from 0 to 1/3, which makes sense if you look at it, right? If R is 1, then this is all the probability. All of these are 0, because these can't happen. However, on the flip side, if R is 0, then these three need to be the total probability of 1, and they're all Q, so each Q is 1/3. Nice. Easy. Sort of. You have to think about this, though. Hence, find the range of possible values for EY. Sure, okay. So let's look at the extremes. If R is 0, then your table is going to look like this. So if we find the expected value of y using R being 0, then you have 1/3 plus 2/3 plus 3/3. And then this is 6/3, which is 2. And then the other extreme is if R is 1. So the probability table looks a little funny, because you only have one value, which is 4. So your expected value of y is 4. So these are probably the range of values between 2 and 4 for my expected value of y. Okay, and then let's see. Agnes and Barbara play a game using these dice. Agnes rolls the dice once, Barbara rolls the other dice once. The probability that Agnes's score is less than Barbara's score is 1/2. Hence, or other, well, not hence, but find the value of EY. 6 marks. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do this a long way. So let's look at the probability tables. I need both of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is 2727 2717. And then the second probability table is Q, Q, QQR, right? We don't know what these values are yet. And then it says that the probability that x is greater than y is 1/2. Okay, so let's think about this. If x rolls a 1, then it's impossible for x to be greater than y. So let's do this one first. If the probability of x being 2 and the probability of y being 1. So this is one situation where x is larger than y. Because these are independent events, we multiply their probabilities together. And then I'm doing this a long way. I'm going to add up all the different situations that work. What else is there? Moving on to x equaling 3. Then that means that y can be 1, or the second dice can be 2. And then we're just going to keep going. If the dice rolled is a 4, then it doesn't necessarily. Then basically, as long as y is not 4, then it counts. So y equals 1. Y equals 2. And y equals 3. Okay. So all of this added together should be 1/2, because these are all of the different outcomes where the dice x rolls larger than the dice y, I think. Okay, so all of this is going to be this big formula for q, I think. So all of this is equal to 1/2. P of x equaling 2 is 2, 7. P of y being 1 is q. What is this? Go away. So I'm going to have 2 over 7 times q. So that's this first one. And then I'm going to add the probability of 3, which is also 2 over 7, times the probability of y being 1, which is also q. So this is 2 over 7. And then we just keep going. So this is 2 over 7, this one is q. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then this one, x being 4 is 1 over 7, and then this is q. So this is just 1 over 7 q. And then this is 1 over 7, this one's 1 over 7, and then all of these are q's as well. So 1 over 7q plus 1 over 7q. Okay, and then this is pretty nice. We can solve for q. Okay, so what's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1? 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9 over 7. Which basically means that q is going to be 7 over 18, right? And then now that I know that that's 7 over 18, I can go back and fill out this table. Does that even work out? Because wouldn't that be more than 1? That adds up to more than 1. Let me read the question again. Score is 1/2? Sure. Probability that Agnes's score is less than Barbara's score. Oh shoot, I did it the other way around. Undo. Uh-oh. Gotta read this. Agnes's score is less than Barbara's score, so x is less than y. My bad, my bad. Right? Agnes is the die A. Oh shoot, I messed this up. Okay, try again. It's the same concept, just you gotta go the other way around. So Agnes can roll a 1, and then this means that Barbara can also, or not also, can roll a 2. Agnes can roll a 1. Barbara can roll a 3. And then Barbara can also roll a 4. And then Agnes rolls a 2. Barbara can roll a 3. Or Barbara can roll a 4. Agnes rolls a 3. Then Barbara has to roll a 4. And then I think these are the only situations that X is going to be smaller than Y. Sure, okay. So this added all together should be 1/2. So what is this? This is 2/7 times Q. This one is 2/7 times Q. This one is 2/7 times R. This one is 2/7 times Q. 2/7 times R. And then 2/7 times R. Okay, let's add these all up then. Can I zoom out? Yeah. I'm gonna write it here. So that means that 1/2 is equal to all of these added together. So I have 2 7, 2 7, and then another 2 7. So that makes 6 7s. And then I have a couple of R's as well. 2 7s, 2 7s, 2 7s. So that also is 6/7R. Okay. So now I have this handy dandy equation. It's kind of ugly though, so I'm gonna multiply it by 7. Actually, I'm gonna multiply it by 14. So that I get a nicer looking equation. 7 is equal to 12Q plus 12R. Okay. And then we run into an issue. I have 2 variables, 1 equation, I can't solve it. However, I can make a system because I do know that these 4 probabilities added together are equal to 1. So I have 3Q plus R is equal to 1. And then let's do another system. So I'm going to multiply this by 4. So that I get 4 equals 12Q plus 4R. And then I can subtract these. Yeah, handy dandy. So what do I got? I got 3 is equal to 8R. So R is equal to 3/8. And then from this formula, Q is 1 minus R divided by 3, which is 1 minus 3/8 divided by 3. 1 minus 3/8 is 5/8 divided by 3 means that you have 5/24, right? So I think this looks better. And then, what does the question even want me to do? Find the expected value of y. So now that I have the actual probabilities worked out, one, 2, 3, 4, 5/24, 5/24, 5 over 24. And then what was r? 3 over 8? We can pretty quickly calculate the expected value. This is going to be 5 over 24 plus 2 times 5 over 24, which is 10 over 24, plus 3 times 5 over 24, which is 15 over 24. And then, just for the sake of things, I am going to write that probability here as something over 24, which is 9 over 24. So 9 over 24 times 4 is 36 over 24, I think. So my expected value is going to be something out of 24. These are 20, plus 36 is 56. So 56 out of 24 is my expected value. And I think that's it. I'm done the paper. Took me almost 90 minutes, but I kind of screwed up a couple of times, and I was going kind of slow, trying to explain things for y'all. Okay, so the question, do I think that this is harder than other papers? I can see why you might think that it's harder. And and if you consider the way that they presented some of these questions, they're a little unusual. So it is harder in the sense that, you know, the way they've presented it is not something that's been seen before. But if you have been paying attention, the math hasn't been that difficult. But of course, you know, you need to have been able to understand what they wanted you to do. But overall, compared to the other exams, let's go question by question. How about that? This is easy. Super easy. This one, question 1. Question 2 also should have been easy. If you had troubles with this, then I don't know what to say besides you should have practiced your basic like manipulation more. This one also really easy. Straightforward systems. This one, if you understood the meaning of having no outliers and having that help you find U, extremely easy. This one is where it started to get a little weird, mostly because they made you work with like E and like exact values of E. So if you're very weak in manipulation, I can see how this got difficult. But overall, this one was where it started to get medium. I would call this a medium question. This one's like below medium, but the way that they worded it, I can see why people might have troubles with it. This one, easy. This one, I'm gonna say this one's easy. It wasn't that bad. This one was odd. I'm gonna say this one was medium, maybe a little bit above medium, because I don't know, it was just kind of weird to me. That was all. And then this one is difficult, but it is the last question, and the last question is always difficult. So I don't know what to say. Is it more difficult than other final questions? No. There have been other questions at this difficulty or higher. There was quite a bit here. But hopefully, if you've been listening, it made sense to you. So I don't know. I would say this is par for course. And given the pandemic situation, does that mean that par for course is actually harder? That's up for you to decide. Honestly, I don't think it's that difficult to walk away with this with a 5, I think. Because remember, their grade boundaries are generally generous. And apparently they've said they will maybe consider pandemic situation and have their boundaries be a little bit even more generous. But yeah, there you go. Hopefully it made sense. And then like I said, I have the other papers. I have all the other papers here. But like I said, I only do one paper per stream, and I'm not streaming this Thursday. because I'm moving on Wednesday, so I probably won't even have my computer set up on Thursday night. But I will be back on Sunday, so I'm gonna go over SL paper 2 on Sunday, and then Thursday, the following Thursday, I'll probably go through HL paper 1, and then the Sunday after that, HL paper 2, and then the Thursday, HL paper 3. And if anyone can get me time zone 2 from your teachers, I would be happy to go over those as well. Yeah, you're welcome. And then, I don't know, people tell me that I should play GeoGuessr, but I don't know how this works. Has anyone ever played GeoGuessr? Okay, explain it, Max. I made an account, you see? So what do I do? Is it multiplayer? Tell me what to do. I'm gonna click Canada. Lewis Verstappen. Thanks. It's single player. Yeah. All I know is like it like drops you into like a street view, random street view, and then you need to find out where you are, right? Single player. Oh my god. It's so flat. So how do I guess? Where do I type my guess? I'm gonna... Bottom right? Oh, do I click where I think I am? I am somewhere in the prairies. I'm gonna say that right now. Look at this horse carriage. Where else am I gonna find this but the prairies? Look at how flat it is. Yeah, I know signs would be nice. Let's keep an eye out for signs. I am accepting hints in my chat. Is there like a time limit? There's no time limit. I think I turned that off. However, is my score based on how long it takes? Okay, does this speed limit sign say anything? No. You can remake it if you do a challenge mod, which allows us to play along. So how do I do that? Where am I? Oh! Street sign. Sandy Hills and Floridale. What is this? No, it's where is this? I'm trying to find out where I am. Why did they plot me here? Like there's no civilization. Just exit it? Okay, I'm gonna go back. And then I'm gonna... GeoGuessr. Here, play along. Oh wait, it says no free games left. I wasted it. So now I can't play GeoGuessr. Damn. Okay, we're playing Gardic Phone then. Okay, fine. Max is gonna make it. Send me the link when you're done. Anyways, if you tuned in for the IB exam part and you're not one of my regular viewers, feel free to stick around or leave. I hope you learned something. And if you're curious about paper 2, come back on Sunday, next Sunday. Enable your procrastination. Isn't this enabling it? When Max posts it, we can all play. And then the first person who finds out where we are, I guess is the winner. I don't know. What do you think of that paper, Vincent? Damn, my viewers just dropped down to like 5 when I had like 12. I think this was, if this was a regular year, I think this paper would have been normal. And to be fair, I feel like this paper was the one that they were supposed to give last year when they thought it was going to be normal. And then the exams got canceled, and then they just turned it into this year's. Yeah. Some of these questions, like, I've seen the math done before, but the way they've asked you to do it is weird. Like this one, find the minimum possible value of u. But I guess it makes sense. I think, yeah. Like, obviously this probability one was pretty wild. Pretty wild. But again, this is the final question, so what do you expect? Max, what's taking so long? How long does it take to open GeoGuessr and click? Okay, while he's doing it, should we do a very quick round of Gardic Phone? I don't know who's gonna join though. And what happens if by the time we start Gardic Phone, it's ready to go? Okay, whatever. Let's just do a quick round. I don't think that many people are gonna join, so it'll be quick. Because it might just be Serpent, me, and Vincent. Why are you always Mao Zedong? You have an obsession with him. Want to try? Better to have 4 players. I don't think we're gonna get 4 players. Should I post it? I'll post it in off topic. Come play. Do you want famous places or Canada? I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like Canada would be more fun because it's more difficult. Famous places is like, isn't that kind of easy? I'll join in a bit. Hole up. Okay, we're holing up. Oh my god, this is what y'all were playing in that club? What are you talking about? I'm actually gonna do a diverse world since it's one of the best user created maps because of all the locations are hand picked. But we're starting Gardic phone. Do we do this one? Max posted the link. What do you think? Here, I'll play this until I have more people join. What about that? Actually, oh shoot, I think the lobby resets itself if I wait too long. You know what? Let's just run with 4. Okay, start a story. Don't look at my thing. I need to start a story. Thanks so much for walking us through the paper. I really enjoyed your explanation. Is there any chance you can send us the papers that you were holding in hand before, even if they're just photos? My teacher might be able to send you TZ1, sorry, TZ2 via email, but she's trying to get TZ1. Sure. Let me post my email, and then I can forward her my photos of whatever I have. And then hopefully she can send me TZ2. But I'll do that in just a bit because I'm currently drawing this picture, which is this. History teacher. Oh, I guess I shouldn't say it out loud because that's spoilers. Yeah, I hope that made sense to you, Lewis. I know you're in TZ2, but yeah, I hope it made sense to you. I think that's my email. You can also draw or join my Discord. Or ask your teacher to join my Discord. And yeah. What the hell is this? Or she can add me on Discord, I guess. And then we can chat there. But I guess email is probably the best for most teachers because they have no idea what Discord is, probably. Stretch. I'm in the middle of drawing. Give me a second. Okay, describe the scene. Oh, I get this. Okay. Serpent kills someone with her capoeira. Okay. Creepy ghost child in basement wants your cheese. So what did Max guess? Ghost trying to steal cheese, I guess. Sure. Okay, I'm gonna stretch right now. Oh, is that what it is? Why did you draw me with blonde hair? If you send me your papers via email, is it okay if I forward them to my teacher? And she'll definitely be grateful and send TZ2. Yeah, so why don't you just email me so that I have your email, and then I'll reply with my photos, I guess. My hair isn't, well, yeah, but the go-to to draw me is with pink hair. Why did you change the hairstyle? Tall pharmacist hunting. Oh my god. London drugs worker? Not all London drugs are pharmacists. Normie goes to London drugs and finds reindeer. What do you think this gun means? Okay. Come join. Come join. Join now. Hold on, one more round, one more round. Okay, we got Joe. Anyone else? Oh, Max left. Oh, Max is back in. Do you guys say no? We'll try that after this round. Okay, there's me. Sick mustache. Is Joe Mama Knee? I don't think Joe Mama would be Knee. She normally goes by like Mogu or something. You know if Knee's gonna play? Me? Gosh, I wonder who me is. Are you saying that this is not you? Okay, whatever. Everyone make a story. Don't look at mine. Okay. Actually, okay. Shoot. What's the IB logo? Just sent you an email? Great. So I'll check that after my stream, I guess. And yeah, I'll let it go. And yeah, I'll hopefully go over time zone 2 soon, so that I'm not keeping you guys waiting. I don't know, it depends on how soon I get it, because I don't want to do the HL papers, to be honest. They take too much brain power for me during this time of the night on my time off. So if I get those sooner, then I'll do those before I do the HLs, to be honest. I hope you're not scamming me though, and I just send you it, and then you never reply again. Why is your drawing so bad? What is this? What? Are you in this game, honey? Are you Joel? Oh, you're waiting for the next round. Weeb is so smelly, she gets beat up by an elephant. God. You're in? Are you in the next round? Nice, okay. I guess we won't do GeoGuessr just yet. Why are your drawings so bad, Max? Blondie attacked by evil sheep while gaming? Where did you get gaming from this? Serpent goes to Hogwarts and lives her dream. What the hell? Oh, those are the 4 houses. I thought this was Microsoft. Yeah. Sorry for being the middle person. I can't see my teacher ever being on Twitch as she's like 60. She's very helpful, and she says she's putting TZ2 papers in our class folder shortly. Send you papers you need for your videos. Sure, okay, sounds good. Thank you. Cyrus swings on Wrecking Ball. Sia swings on Chandelier. Crash. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what that's supposed to be. Why did you change it to pink hair? Everyone's gonna think it's me. Tarzan meets the love of his life? What? Fine. That's pretty good. Fine. Student finds out the math AA7 boundary is 10%. M2? Student finding out IB exam is only 1. That is not a 1. Okay, Mikkel yelling at his students for failing 1 plus 1. See, this is the universal sign for me. Pink hair. How'd you forget the pink hair? Oh, you added it back in. Good. Oh, I like how you added Serpent's hair. Right? This is Serpent's hair. Oh, and then me just disappeared. That is your hair. Eel screaming at a circus. Oh, where did the eel go? Where did the eel go? I thought this was a red house, and then like the pillar of the house is an eel. Okay. We're all in? Did me just somehow go AFK? Oh, don't look at my start. Why? Why would you do this? I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I guess I'll just do it. Serpent really getting destroyed? Yeah. She deserves it. I don't understand this, but at least I'm not the one interpreting it. Your story sucks? Shame. Oh god. What does that even say? What? Drugs? Okay. That was not enough time to type. That's lame. You shouldn't use words. Why is the quality of your dog so low, me? Pig? Pig? This is what happens. Student thinks she got 7, but actually got 5 and is sad. Why'd you change it to a 3? Why'd you change it to a 1? Me going into my HL exam? Do you think that looks like you, Max? Best friend. I don't know what... Oh, okay. PogChamp, Poggers. PogChamp Poggers. PogChamp Poggers. PogChamp Poggers. Poggers Poggies. Poggers Poggies. Gamers going Poggies. Hey, those are best friends. Calculator explodes during math paper 2. I don't remember drawing this. Oh shoot, now I do. This went bad really quickly. Right here. I thought like someone was warming up their hands at like an exploding box. Oh no. Person has exploded into oblivion. Well, yeah, it's effectively the same thing. Vulture singing on Jupiter. Oh, that's a vulture? That's not a good vulture, but okay. What the hell is that? Okay, Serpent kind of brought it back. Do I enjoy teaching? Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be a teacher. Eagle? Where'd the music notes go? Okay, baby strolling in a drugstore. I don't remember drawing this one. Oh wait. Oh no. How did this go so wrong? Right here. Why did you do this? Math help? You need math help, Jenny? I thought this was like me in an elevator considering drugs. Yeah, you're dumb? I thought you're not taking math right now. Crying myself to sleep because I watched too many sad animes. I added some smell. Hope you don't mind. Why did this change to blue hair? That's clearly tears. Should you drop it? Oh, did you already get started? You're prepping. I'll explain it to you later. Yeah, maybe a bit too far, Max. Middle fingers at haters. Do I have haters? I can't imagine that I would. But I guess, you know, everyone has haters. Okay, I promised Max that I would do this. So I'm gonna play GeoGuessr, but you can all join along. Click the link. And then the first person that can find out where you are is the winner. And then I think if you think you know where you are, you click on the map. Where the hell is this? When do you need help by, Jenny? Oh, you have to sign up? No, make an account real quick. Do you see this address right now? We're at 1st Avenue and 1st Street. No deadline? Okay. I'll probably join the voice chat after I'm done my stream. What does that say? I don't know what that says. Shoot. This doesn't look like a good road to go down. Wait, Max, what did you say this was? A famous place? Or is this in Canada? Make an account. A diverse world? Oh, drop more villas. So this can be anywhere in the world. They're handpicked. Railway Avenue. So is this in Canada or what? Manitoba? How do you know it's Manitoba? Don't snitch? How would you... Don't question it? Did you go to like the website and get the answers? She random guessed? So it's in Manitoba? Damn. How did you know? Don't question it? Oh, it tells you the answer after you guess? What's up with the spoilers, Megan? How am I supposed to know that this is Manitoba? Why are you allowed to make me stretch again? I did. This game is whack? Yeah, this game is not looking fun right now. Damn, you got shot, Megan. Yeah, I don't like this game. It's not as exciting. Whatever, it's been 2 hours and 12 minutes, so I'm gonna call it here. So I guess I'll help you out, Jenny, after I end the stream. Everyone else, have a good Sunday. Goodbye. Oh, and then for the spike ballers, tomorrow. After school. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.